all know back in the day when we were growing up, our parents used to tell us that food is actually the way to a man's heart. But these days, that is not the case because there are lots of vendors and restaurants that are actually competing with you, even if you think you're a good cook, so you have to step up your game. Today we're out here to know the future of food in Nigeria and Africa at large, and trust me, it's going to be an amazing one. I can't wait for the seminar to start so I can learn a few things, so make sure you stick around because it's going to be an amazing time. Shout out to Think Africa, shout out to Planet TV, and shout out to you guys watching right now. Let's get started like that. 100. Oh yeah. Me and jump around, yeah. Okay, so Mr. Williams is actually a Nigerian, but he does Italian dishes, which is really, really good. I'm sure you have the ladies at your fingertip.
Did
right?
you just say that?
I mean, every lady wants to eat Italian food, right?
Sure.
Probably they want to go for dinners and stuff. They're like, oh, can I get some Italian? I'm sure your woman loves you more than you even can imagine, right?
I can't say.
Wait. So tell me, what makes the Italian food different from every other meal in the country that we have? I mean, in Africa as a whole.
I would say the juicy, there's so much flavor in Italian food because I always mostly use cream to cook them. There's so much flavor in it, the garlic, everything. There's so much flavor in Italian food. I love Italian food.
Wait, so those flavor you just talked about, yeah, can they be put in our own dishes? Like probably put the flavor in an edikaikon soup or probably in a goosey and stuff like that. Can that really work? Can that work out?
That we have to call that. I don't even have to put it. Maybe goosey Italian, whatever it is.
But can it work?
It depends, but not in a goosey or whatever you call it. But we can use to make maybe jollof rice, creamy jollof rice, but not with soup. It can't work with soup.
I've been in the industry for a while now, but not quite long. I'm not too good with African food, but I love African food a lot. I'm good with Italian. I've been making Italian food for only 5 years now. And my love for food started actually when I finished my high school. I went to stay somewhere in Bayelsa State. He owns a kitchen where he makes pastas and all of that. So one morning he called me and said, Williams, wouldn't you love to do this cooking stuff and everything? I said, okay, I don't know what it's called. I don't have passion for this. What is food? What would food give me in the future? Is it a career or everything? As time goes on, I noticed that I start falling in love with the food stuff, and I would say to you, I'm happy to be a chef and I enjoy what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. I'm looking forward to go further and every other bit. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
How you doing, sir?
Very well, thank you.
What's your name?
My name is Emeka.
Emeka. So I'll just assume that you like the egusi soup, right?
Egusi is amazing. It's actually my favorite soup. I'm not even gonna lie.
Let's not go tribalistic, alright? I mean, I spoke to the chef right now. I mean, Chef Williams. He said he liked Edikaikon because he's from Cross River State. And now you say because you're an Igbo man, you prefer egusi, right?
Okay, you know what? I know I'm Igbo, but I also like afang soup. Afang is a kwaibom. I love afang soup. So egusi and afang are like my best favorite soups. Right, I like to explore soup, so I mean, I can get a next best favorite tomorrow. I can get a next best favorite next week. So yeah, I just like good food.
Now, enough has been said, I mean, during the seminar, but what do you really think is the future of food in Africa?
Well, for me, I think we just have to keep pushing the narrative. I mean, the awareness is there now. People are talking about food. The bloggers, the vloggers, everybody's pushing Nigerian food. I mean, you have a CNN journalist come to Nigeria, and the topic is around rice, around Nigerian jollof rice. So there's that awakening about food here. And I think the challenge for us now is to look back more into agriculture and see how we can produce more. Because the thing with food is you just can't keep talking about food. Because when there's the demand, you have to meet that demand. So people have to go more in agriculture. The government has to come in, the private sector, and put our food out there. Export our food more, not just the content, but export the actual food. You know, have restaurants in other countries and take our food places, because we realize that people actually like Nigerian food. People who are non-Nigerians love Nigerian food. So we just have to get our food out there and get people to eat our food more.
If you were to come up with any recipe, what would it be? What would you put together to make a recipe?
I'd say that's tough. You put me on the spot. I like to see rice, a fusion of rice and nkwobi. Now, nkwobi is like, meat mixed with sauce. Usually we eat it locally with beer and stuff, but I like to see that fusion of meat and sauce eating it with rice, like white rice. I love that, and that'll be my recipe. I just call it a Mecca rice or something. About that, so Fikayo, tell us about you.
Hi everyone, how are you doing? Glad we all know Cafe New, because if we didn't, it means I'm not doing my job. That's great. So, as we all know, Cafe New, we sell coffee. Coffee is our primary product. Primarily, that's our focus. Of course, our coffee is imported from Rwanda, but our goal is actually to offer people that coffee experience whereby you're tasting coffees from different parts of Africa. Obviously, we all know, or we might not know, that coffee originated from Africa, and then it was taken over to the Western world, and it just sort of blew up. So there's a huge gap in the market for coffee here in Africa that has not been exploited. Now, we're not just operating as a coffee chain. We also look at the agricultural side of things, because we do need to support local farmers. We do need to support African farmers. We do need to start exporting stuff from this side of the world to the western side of the world. But that's a story for another day. I'm sure as our story progresses, you guys will see the change that we're hoping to make. Now, over the years, Cafe Neo has sort of shifted from just the focus on coffee to providing people with a space whereby they can meet up, they can connect with like-minded people, they can innovate, and they can create. So that is also what we're about. We're about providing that space where people can come and network and come together and form a community over a cup of coffee. So while coffee is at the center of what we do, we're also all about our people. So we like to offer them an experience that keeps them coming back and keeps them linked with the brand, whether on their own, when they're doing their own solo work, or when they're meeting people and whatnot.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're still here talking the future of food in Africa. And shout outs to Tunde. How you doing?
I'm good, bro.
Wait, now food is something one can never get enough of. I mean, every now and then we get to eat to live. All right, is that just the essence of food?
So, we discussed a lot of things back here about food and everything, and realized that it also can be a source of revenue for the country, right? We all shout about entertainment, we shout about Nollywood and all of that, how it's bringing income to the country. But food can also do that for us. And there's now we can remove food from tourism. So food and tourism goes a long way. So if people in the UK, foreigners come to Nigeria just because of our suya, right? That's already in the hospitality sector, they are going to make some money, right? In the food sector, they are going to make some money. In the general tourism, they are going to make some money. So it's going to be a source of revenue for Nigeria as a whole if the government and everyone dip into it, and it's going to definitely come out good.
Thank you very much.
All right, so Food Africana basically started fast forward 5 years ago. I still have this auntie. She makes food in the UK. This is called Big Mouth. So when she wanted to start, she kind of reached out to me and okay, where can she promote her business? Is there anywhere she can find Africans and Nigerians to basically promote her business to? I'm like, auntie, I don't know of anyone, but I'll do my research. So I started doing research. I didn't really find any clue. I found the Food Network, but it was basically not for Africans. So I go back to her. There is no particular platform where you can promote your business because of where you are. And she started all the same. So back in my head, I'm like, can't we just have a platform like that brings African food together, African cuisines, So instead of finding hard to promote your business outside Africa, there's somewhere people can just go to, especially restaurants and rituals, and say, okay, I'm around social area, I can just go on Food Africana and check where this restaurant is. They sell particular African food, and I go there. So basically, that's how we started
Things so we'd just like to throw it open now. So we'll take a few questions. Just a show of hand, and then sure.
A whole lot of things. But I would want to focus on the ingredients. I like natural ingredients. So Mr. Tunde was saying something about we exporting our ingredients to make it easier for them to be able to cook. But the ingredients we have here, we still import them. Example, turmeric. It's so sad that you can put turmeric even in the flower pot. turmeric plant and it's going to grow. We had one in our yard for 10 years, we didn't touch it. The day we went to bring it out, the turmeric that was underneath, we had never cultivated it for 10 years. And it was still alive, nobody focused on it. But it's sad you get to see I am importing turmeric from India when you can easily plant it here. So what is the future of we exporting ingredients when we even import the ones we have here? And the ones we even have here is not even enough to service us. And we still decide, so I really can't place it.
It's really about us. Yeah, I have a friend who started a garden at the back of her house just to grow a few things. Guess what? Now Uzo sells seedlings. Now she supplies restaurants, chefs, cooks, home farmers, and her produce is organic, right? So really, it's about us. There's no silver bullet. If we don't do it, we can. The food scarcity, the greatest solution to food scarcity is us relearning to grow our own food. And it's so difficult. Lemongrass. I remember buying lemongrass from the market one time, and it had roots, and I just planted it. I have 5 huge bushes of lemongrass. I've even had to cut some and throw away. So it's really about us and about how we want to empower ourselves.
Like Oswald said, there's so much that happens in the north that doesn't get here. So there's an unimaginable amount of food waste that happens, and it's disheartening actually. I've been running a project and going to Benue and talking with farmers, and one of the problems that they have, for example, in seasons where they have tomatoes or oranges, they have so much that goes to waste. I mean, you can get a basket of tomato for 200 naira. That's how cheap it is. But the problem is how to get it over here. Like she said, we have problems with the road network and transportation, but also the issue of corruption. We have a lot of extortion that happens along the way, and we have our weather is not very friendly to that long-term transport. So I think the thing is now, how do we find a solution around creating a more effective network?
Food waste. By the time I got inside here and I saw all these cool people talking about agriculture, I was kind of wow. I wish you guys can just take it or take the book by your hand and say, let's go and read. Now the thing is, it's not all about the food waste, how can we do it. There's what we call value chain in agriculture. The transportation, like she said, the processing, then the key word there for perishable goods in agriculture, because the majority of agricultural goods are perishable, highly perishable. So the key word there is storage. Now, not just storage, then there should be a structure. So again, answering what you said, it's not about saying let's do this. There should be a policy, structure, storage, and storage is going to be very expensive. We cannot even start talking about a lot of agricultural stuff right now because the infrastructure the country is producing, giving us alone is poor. If you say you want to do storage, you need high electricity. You want to refrigerate. Bros, if you want to refrigerate tomatoes for 6 months, diesel, that's game over. Now, there's an alternative to that, what we call international trading or interstate countries trading. Cameroon, for example, and that's where transportation becomes an issue. Cameroon might have their own peak season for tomatoes. Why can't they transport it to Nigeria when we are in our off season? Why can't we transport ours and all those stuff?
Be a bed of roses and we're just going to go ahead and do it. It doesn't work like that. When it comes to actual implementation, and we say, okay, we have the idea, now let's start. We will all stay at each other for weeks and do absolutely nothing because it is difficult. However, like you said, when a group of people decide that we're going to grab this by the horn and we're going to do everything to make this work, whether it involves contacting private investors, reaching out to the government, starting a movement that will attract attention, doing some sort of branding that makes agriculture look like the new sector to invest in, yes. So it cuts across the whole of Nigeria and even Africa. Nigeria is such a fruitful market. There's so much potential in Nigeria. Foreign investors, the way you brand it, can attract foreign investors to come and say, you know what, this could actually work. Look at your population. Look at the land you have. let's come and invest and drive this thing forward. You know, there are ways of doing it, but like you said, it is very difficult, and it's definitely something that I think we need to give thoughts. Even if it's as a small group, we need to actually speak further about it and start some sort of movement that will begin to make the change that we need to do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, the future of food. And shout outs to every vendor that actually spoke. I mean, I know how to do a few stuff when it comes to cooking. If you want to taste my food, it's very simple. Hit me up on my social media platform. And I'm Steven Edo, and maybe I could cook for you. Or possibly, you know, we get to mix one or two things to make our belly full. You know, my friend once said, he said, as long as you get filled, it's not a problem. The taste of the food doesn't really matter, but I think it does, all right? So shout out to every lady who knows how to cook, and shout out to the guys as well who knows how to cook. Now we know the future of food, so make sure you keep eating so you will be gallant to do whatever you want to do. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Planet Radio TV, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and shout out to every one of you once again. We're out of here like that. The future of food is now. Yeah.